7-4. Your lights are on. Smale Pontiac Pro Truck Division coming out of turn 4. The green's out. Steve Black on the inside, Chris Kossel on the high side, Marion Reno in the 8, Chantel Germack in the 24, the 02 of Danny Lewis. Bringing him out of turn 4. Who's going to lead lap 1? It's going to go to Chris Kossel in the 50 truck. Dave Brunello bobbles. Hang on into Kossel. Look out. Everybody crossed up. Kossel did everything but wreck. Wow, what a save that was. So Marion Reno is going to bring him around. Out of turn 4, the green's back out. Marion Reno up to speed. Teammate Chantel Germack right there with him. Danny Lewis all over Germack for that second spot. Reno going to take him down into turn 3. Working over Dave Brunel. Kelly all over the back bumper of Danny Lewis in the 02 for that third spot. Marion Reno continuing to lead this event with 4 laps in the books. 8 laps of distance. We're at the halfway point in this event. Reno into 4, Chantel Germack, Greg Kelly getting around Danny Lewis in the 02. 51 of Brandon Manns, Dave Brunel in the 0. Chris Kossel working his way back up through the field. Curtis Stewart in the 55, Buzz Furjanic and Mike Dixon. This time by, 2 to go. 2 to go signal given to your leader, Marion Reno. Seabiscuit, Buzz Furjanic going around in turn 2. Caution flag coming out. Well, hang on. Here, football, so a regular flagman. Green's out, we're back up to speed. Valcone Chrysler Jeep Pro Truck Division, Marion Reno, your leader. Greg Kelly working the high side of Chantel Germack down the back straightaway into 3. Kelly still on the high side of Germack. Now out of turn 4, the white flag. One more time around. Greg Kelly into 2nd. Marion Reno with a top spot, trying to hold on to it. Reno not having the best of seasons in 2004, looking for a win in the heat race. Hopefully to propel him to a good feature finish. Out of turn 4, Reno going to pick up the win. Greg Kelly 2nd, Chantel Germack 3rd. Danny Lewis and Brandon Manns round out the field. Hey, we want to welcome the Smale Pontiac Open Wheel Modifieds for their heat race. 8 laps the distance on the point, the 99 of Bo Glemba. Outside of him, looks like George P. Nicola. Gary Scott in the 16. I understand Gary jumped into a late model a couple of weeks ago. Oh, out of turn 4, the green's going to come out. Adam Kostelnik, Matt Smith, Jim Nicola, and Jim Webb also in this event. The 97 of Nicola leading them down the back straightaway. Up like a rocket, but they're getting through it, it looks like. Matt Smith The 16 of Scott, Nicola, and Bo Glemma. Now the battle for the lead. Kostelnik in the 60, working the low side on Nicola. Into turn 4, Nicola down on the high side, Kostelnik down low. Going into turn 1, Kostelnik into the lead, Nicola hanging right with him now. Kostelnik clearly into the lead, not able to pull away though. Cross flags halfway in this event. Bo Glemma bobbled, nearly gathered the wall, but he straightened it out, keeps on going, running a strong third behind George Nicola. Kostelnik starting to pull away just a little. Second modified heat race on the grid, ready to come out. Kostelnik worrying about this one. Nicola is picking it up just a little bit, about a car and a half length behind Kostelnik in the 60. The battle now shaping up for third. Glemma and Nicola, 2 laps to go, 6 down in the 8-lap heat race for the open wheel modified division. Scott looking low on Matt Smith down the back straightaway. Everybody's staying the same. It's like a 2x2x2 around the racetrack. White flag. Nicola now pressuring for the lead. Kostelnik holding off George P. Nicola. Bo Glemma holding off Jim Nicola in the number 5. No more Nicolas, so it's Matt Smith holding off Gary Scott. Out of turn 4, Adam Kostelnik's going to lead him to the stripe. Kostelnik, Nicola, Glemma, Nicola, Matt Smith, your top 5, followed by Gary Scott and Jim Webb in the offer. Chris Dodds in the 47, Matt Panay in the 32. The red car is actually a 9. It looks like 0, but it is a 9. That's Rick Huffman. And the second 98 is actually a 94.9. That's Al Civic and Mike Bacalon's backup machine. So Bacalon outside of the front row, the green's going to come out. Eight laps the distance for this modified event. John Probanik into the lead immediately. Mike Bacalon settling into second. Then it's anybody's race for third. Harry off for Chris Dodds. Matt Panay running 3rd, 4th, and 5th. John Probanik, week after week, gets better, and better, and he's leading this event, bobbled by Matt Panay in 4. Hangs on to it, continues in that 4th spot. Chris Dodd in the 47, working the high side. Now Panay looking low on Harry Offer in the 01. Offer maintaining that 3rd spot. Panay, Dodd, Civic, and Huffman. Turn 4, cross flags halfway for John Probanik in the number 11. Probanik really stretching a lead over Bacalon, off for a good ways back in 3rd. Then it's Matt Panay, Chris Dodd, Al Civic, and Rick Huffman, but Probanik in that 11 car really has found something here in the last month or so. He's going to bring it on at turn 4 and pick up the two to go signal. 6 in the record book. White flag one more time around for your leader, John Probanek. Looks like if everything stays the way it is, Probanek will pick up the win in the number 11. Bacalon a distant second. Probanek getting the win. Bacalon second. Out of turn 4, off for third. Matt Panay and Chris Dodd round out the top 5. Then it's Al Civic and Rick Huffman in the number 9. Of Brandon Mann's 33 of John Komarinsky. John Messenger in the 51. Mann's car looking a lot like Rick Miller's. That's because it is one of Rick Miller's with a 6 on it instead of a 5. Coney's Dodge, a 5-star dealer that absolutely meets all of Daimler Chrysler's requirements. And out of turn 4, Falcone Dodge late models bringing them to the stripe. The green's out. Into turn 2, down the back straightaway. Beck down low, Urso up high. Gary Wiltrout running third. Trying to move up, and he does. Wiltrout into second. Falling in behind, Tommy Beck. Then it's back to Urso, Miley, Komarinsky, Mans, and Messenger. Oh, Wiltrout on the gas. Beck not as quick on the gas. No harm, no foul. 2 laps of 10 in the books. Gary Wiltrot, your leader, and he's trying everything to keep Tommy Beck behind him. Tommy Beck's running second, Paul Urso third, Komarinsky, Brandon Mann, Ben Miley, John Messenger. Cross flags in this event, 5 down, 5 remain. Miley and Messenger trading positions. Gary Wiltrout with a commanding lead, a good 5 to 8 car length of advantage over Tommy Beck. Status quo in this event: Gary Wiltrout, Tommy Beck, Paul Urso, Komarinsky. Really nobody battling for any positions. 2 lap to go signal given. 2 to go in this 10-lap heat race. First of 2 for the Falcone Dodge late models. White flag for Gary Wiltrout. Wiltrout about on cruise control. Right now a battle shaping up for third. John Komarinsky working over Paul Urso for that third spot. Urso hanging on to it out of 4. Gary Wiltrout picking up the win. Tommy Beck, Urso holding off Komarinsky. Brandon Mann's feeling the pressure from John Messenger. And then it's back to Ben Miley. A little bit later on. Curtis Lichtenfels, our flagman on the flag stand. He's not waving hi to the people in third turn. He said, guys, bring it around, the green's out. Neil Brown, a little bit of a quicker start than Bobby Henry. Henry dropping back into second. Rick Miller right up to third. Mark Poole working his way into fourth. On the low side of Bobby Henry down the front straightaway, side by side down into one. Miller into the second spot. Henry hanging right with him, but Miller a little bit stronger at this point. The 11 car possibly not up to par handling wise. Miller about glued to the bottom line. Henry's car up about a lane or so. Neil Brown, meanwhile, leading 3 laps of 10. Out of turn 4, Brown going to lead him to the cross flags halfway. Rick Miller has chipped away at his lead, pretty much on the back bumper of Neil Brown. Rick Miller right there with Neil Brown, your leader. The two dominant forces in this division running 1-2. In this heat race, Bobby Henry falling back to third, Mark Poole fourth, Sean Pilla fifth, Larry Bahana running sixth. Rick Miller looking low, Brown lost the handle. That didn't open up the door well. It did somewhat for Rick Miller. Miller on the bottom line trying to work over Brown. They are about side by side. Now they're side by side. Brown gets a good run in the turns. Miller hanging right with him. Brown bobbling again. The white flag out. The two up dogs running side by side, bobbing and weaving. Miller down low. Brown up high. Down the back straightaway. Maybe if this was a feature event, give it all out of turn 4. Here they come. Rick Miller, Neil Brown out of turn 4. Side by side. Rick Miller picking up the win by a nose. Neil Brown second. Bobby Henry third. Mark Poole fourth. Sean Pilla and Larry Bahana, and race fans, that's what racing's haps. The 50 of Jeff Giles. The 01 Victor Lee filling in for brother Tracy, or Victor Keller. Victor Lee drives a dirt car out of Kentucky. Tracy Keller's brother, Victor Keller, in the 01. Scott Margie in the 65. Green's out, we're up to speed. Rick Broadwater in the 51. Scott Aiello in the 24. James Stokes in the 95. Mike Lemley in the 4. Bob Shipp, multi-time winner, running in the 04. Giles going to lead lap number 1 for the Yellow Book Charger division. Jeff Giles running a strong race in the 50 machine. Victor Keller, oh hang on, going around in turn 2, the 65 of Scott Margie. 2 laps in the book, and Margie backing it up. Let's see if he gets it righted. Yes, he does. Grabs a gear and goes. Cross flags halfway. 3 down, 3 remain in this event. Jeff Giles continuing to lead. Scott Margie with a field closing in on him. 77 machine. Out of turn 4, cross flags, or I'm sorry, 2 to go, no, 1 to go. Well, I'll get myself squared away here. Look at the scoreboard and you can see that it's 1 to go, Dave. 5 down. Jeff Giles on the charge. Battle shaping up for that 3rd spot. Mike Lemley working over Scott Aiello in the 24. Out of turn 4, Giles going to bring around to the checkered flag. The lap car of Scott Margie. Then it's Victor Keller. The battle for 3rd is going to go to the 4 of Mike Lemley. Scott Aiello, Bob Shipp, Rick Broadwater, and Jim Stokes. Scott Margie all round out the field for their heat race event. Street stock's going 8 laps. 64 of Bill Henry. 77 on his high side, Rich Burbage. 36, Will Ashton. Sean Rick in the 44. Vince Cater in the 4. 71, Tom Knight Sr. out of 4. Green's out. Oh, hang on. The 68, look out. Everybody kind of stacking up. Wait a minute. They're not done yet. 68 of Jamie Shipley. Somebody had a problem coming up the located on Buncher Commerce Park in Youngwood. You got to remember, I've been back here in 3 weeks. Yeah. Jeez. All right, we're back up to speed. Contrasting the speed of the cars on the speedway, contrasting the speed on the cars with my brain. Quite a big difference. Rich Burbage in the 77 with about a 3 or 4 car length advantage over Bill Henry in the 64. Will Ashton in the 36. Sean Rick in the 44. Here comes Tom Knight in the 71. Working his way to the low side of Sean Rick. Then it's Lonnie Hoffman in the 73. Chris Tavermina in the 25. Hang on, Henry going around in turn 2. No contact with a wall, no yellow flag yet. Grab a gear and go, Bill. He's getting there. He's rolling down the banking. He's slowing, and the yellow comes out. Experience an awesome experience right now. Green's out. Rich Burbage hanging it out in turn 4. Will Ashton trying to hold off Tom Knight in the 71. Lonnie Hoffman, Sean Rick, Dave Tavermina battling it out for that 4th spot. Hoffman up to 4th, Tavermina coming along with him. Tom Knight in the 71 trying to work over Will Ashton. Cross flags. 4 down, 4 remain in this event. Signal given to your leader, Rich Burbage. Burbage better watch out because Will Ashton has closed the gap. Ashton on a mission in the 36 machine has closed into the 77 of Rich Burbage out of turn 4. Burbage going high, Ashton looking low, white flag, one more time around. Ashton right there, now waiting for the opening. The opening's there. Can he take advantage of it? Burbage, strong run down the back straightaway into 3. Rich Burbage hanging on. Ashton waiting for that bobble again. Maybe not enough pepper in a 36 to do it. Out of turn 4, Rich Burbage going to pick up the heat race win. Will Ashton, Tom Knight Sr., Lonnie Hoffman, Dave Tavermina, and the 44 of Sean Rick round out the field. Throughout the 78, big winner a few weeks ago, the 74 of Jason Holder. The number 60 should be Adam Kostelnik. 22 of Robin Rimmel. Vince Cater, looks like Vince back in another heat race. 70 of Todd Knight in the 15 is going to lead him around, along with Rich Nicola out of turn 4. The green's out. Cater headed to the pit area. Oh, hang on, a problem with the Joe Holt machine. Actually, that's the 57, not the 60. Is Andrew Kostelnik. That's with a 60 on the roof and a 57 on the side. You wonder where I get mixed up. Frank Turek looking for the lead in the number 5. Turek, your points leader, down the back straightaway into the lead. Here comes Jason Holder in the 74. Here comes Robin Rimmel in the 22. Here comes the 70 of Todd Knight. Everybody going for that top spot. Now Turek into the position. Nicola trying to hang on to second. Jason Holder running third in the 74. Robin Rimmel right there in the 22. Knight, Heilman also right there. A little ways back to Hope and Kostelnik. Hang on, going into 3. Jonathan Heilman sideways, brings it back in line. Knight in the 70 now, trying to move up into the 4th spot, and he does so. So it's Frank Turek, Jason Holder, Robin Rimmel, Knight, Nicola, Heilman, Hope, Kostelnik. Turn 4, Turek's going to pick up the cross flags halfway. Robin Rimmel now on the low side, making the charge on Jason Holder. Down the back straightaway, Rimmel, Holder side by side for that second spot. Todd Knight right there in the 70, trying to move into this mix. Shaping up. Rimmel, Knight, Holder for the second spot. Frank Turek likes it. He's pulling away. He's going to get the 2 to go signal. 6 down, 2 remain. Robin Rimmel second. Todd Knight coming along for third. Trying to drop Jason Holder back to 4th. Holder wants nothing to do with it. Running on the high side. Out of turn 4, the white flag one more time around. Frank Turek out of turn 4. Can you say supersize? Frank Turek taking the supersized heat race for the Subway Street Stocks. Robin Rimmel finishing second, the 7 of Todd Knight third. Gary Ancrom in the 48, the 16 of Ed Deneen, 34 of Aaron Minjock, 39 to his high side is Al Minjock. Out of turn 4, the green's out. We're up to speed. I'm sorry, that's the 0 of Joseph Richards. Al Minjock right in the middle of the mix. Bill Bone, Bill Oldham in the 5, Bone in the 6, Gene Greco in the 22, They go 2 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide. They use the bottom of the track, the top of the track. They even use the grandstand sometimes to make the pass. Ed Deneen's going to lead lap number 1. Larry Vance in the 28 charging up through the field along with the 50 of Ken Dukic. The number 4 of Nick Bacalon trying to work his way up through. Al Minjock dropping back into 39. The 32 of Dan Jordan, a man from the back that always runs to the front, always exciting. The 12 of Roger Bryan in the 67, good-looking car, maybe second or third race out, Chuck Hall. Yes, that is a Dodge. West Side Lube and Tire, the sponsor on that machine. The most affordable division in racing here at MOTORDROME Speedway, the Advance Auto Part American Flyers. Some of these cars, $500. And they're out there mixing it up on a race track, on a race night, having a good time. 2 laps to go in this event. Ed Deneen with a comfortable lead over the 48 of Gary Ancrum. Then it's the rest of the field. Bill Oldham down low, Aaron Minjock. Then here comes Larry Vance going 3 wide into turn 3. They can do it out of turn 4. White flag's going to wave. Oh, contact made. Richards and Dukic. Or Dan Jordan and Richards. Out of turn 4, Ed Deneen's going to bring him to the stripe and pick up the win. In the American Vance Auto Part American Flyer, then it's the 48 of Gary Ancrum, Larry Vance, Bill Oldham, Aaron Minjock, everybody else, Bill Bone, Ken Dukic, Gene Greco, Dan Jordan, Nick Bacalon, Joseph Richards, Al Falcone Dodge Pace Truck bringing him around. He's going to bring him out of turn 4 to the stripe. The Falcone Chrysler Jeep Pro Truck Division, 20 laps for their feature event. Lichtenfeld's looking him over. Falcone Dodge Pace Truck into the pit area. Chantal Germack to the stripe. The green's out. May have missed a gear. A little slow on the start. Brandon Mann's the high side trying to stretch it on Chantal Germack, but Germack says no way. Chantal Germack hanging on to it. Oh, a little bobble. Hang on. Out of 4, Mann's going to lead lap number 1. Dave Brunell working the high side for that second spot. Greg Kelly in the 98 trying to work up into 4th. Close formation racing. Behind your leader Brandon Manns, Dave Brunell, Greg Kelly, Chantal Germack, Danny Lewis, Steve Black, everybody tight formation. Marion Reno, Chris Kossel, Curtis Stewart. Everybody kind of clumped together. Greg Kelly working the high side of Dave Brunell. Kelly like he shot out of a rocket down the back straightaway into the second spot. He's got to track down the 51 of Brandon Manns. Chantal Germack working the low side. Danny Lewis working the high side for that 4th spot. For 4th continues. Now Marion Reno working his way up through the field. Battle now for the top spot. Greg Kelly down low on Brandon Manns as they go into turn 1. Manns up high trying to hold off Kelly. Kelly working him over down low. Greg Kelly has this 98 truck really hooked up. Kelly, your new leader, moving into the top spot. Problem on Marion Reno's number 8 truck. Way slow in turn 4. Curtis Stewart, hang on, look out! Buzz for Janik. Holy smoke, the caution flag. Marion Reno coming to a stop. Dead center on the front straightaway. Suspension damage on the 8 truck, featuring the 600 horsepower fire truck with fire. Not a fire truck, but a truck breathing fire. Green's out, Brandon Mans looking low. Going into 1, Brandon Mans snuck up on Greg Kelly. Kelly woke up, coming out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Greg Kelly getting a scare from Brandon Mans. Mans right with it when the green flag came back out. Dave Burnell and the 0-2 of Danny Lewis duking it out for that 3rd spot. Lewis up to 3rd. Cross flags halfway, 10 down, 10 remain in this 20 lap feature event. Now, Chris Kossel and the 0 of Dave Burnell for the 4th spot. Oh, hang on, into turn 4! Hard crash into the turn 4 wall. Steve Black, possible. We thank you for buying a program. You can buy those as you come in. You can buy them at the souvenir stand. Pouring in the 150 proof whiskey. He said, well, this is my favorite part of this here tour. And he took the lid, he said, bend down, wet your tongue, stick it out, and bend down to the level of the top of the vat. Then he takes the top of the vat and real fast moves going in the wrong direction. So good things to see Steve Black. That's him hanging out of the truck, that he's okay. But heavy, heavy damage to the one. Long story, but he was the fast qualifier for the event. Out of turn 4, the green's back out. Greg Kelly going to bring it around to the stripe. Kelly feeling the pressure from Brandon Mans in the 51. Danny Lewis in the 0-2 right there with him. Greg Kelly stretching it again down the back straightaway into 3. Danny Lewis working to the low side of Brandon Mans down the front straightaway into turn 1. Greg Kelly continues to stretch this advantage over the 0-2 of Danny Lewis and the 51 of Curtis Stewart, or Brandon Mans. The 50 of Chris Kossel in the 4th position is working over the 51 and the 0-2. Throw Chris Kossel into the mix. He was looking to go 3 wide. They're side by side down the back straightaway. Greg Kelly is liking all this because he's able to pull away. For that 2nd spot, Brandon Mans, Danny Lewis duking it out. Mans up high, Lewis down low, Chris Kossel sitting in wait in that 4th spot. Greg Kelly going to bring him down to the stripe with 4 laps remaining in this event. Kelly continues to lead this race. That battle waging with Danny Lewis in the 0-2, Brandon Mans in the 51. as they continue running side by side down into turn 1. Danny Lewis down low, Brandon Manns up high, Chris Kossel right there with him. Here comes Dave Brunell in the 0. Greg Kelly out of turn 4 is going to pick the 2 to go signal up. 18 down, 2 remain. The battle wages. Brandon Manns up to 2nd. Danny Lewis back to 3rd. Then it's Chris Kossel, Dave Brunell, Chantel Germack trying to get in the middle of this as well. Greg Kelly going to bring it into turn 4. Out of turn 4, the white flag waving one more time around. Here comes Danny Lewis down low. Lewis side by side with Brandon Manns for that 2nd spot. Greg Kelly really stretching it down the back straightaway. Danny Lewis down low, inching ahead on Brandon Manns. Manns coming back at him into 3. Greg Kelly out of 4, picking up the win. Here they come for that 2nd spot out of turn 4. Brandon Manns in the 51 is going to pick up the 2nd spot. Danny Lewis. Then it's the 50 of Chris Kossel and Dave Brunell rounding out the top 5. Chantel Germack, Curtis Stewart, Buzz. Bobby Henry Automotive Race Center on the windshield of Greg Kelly, getting a drink of water, getting a hat. They got helmet hair, so they got to wear a hat. That's why the deal with the hat, you know what I mean? Going to get the Victory Lane photo. Howie Bayless, photos on sale at the souvenir stand. A little bit hot inside that truck. He's crawling out. Give him a big hand, race fans. Your winner, Greg Kelly, picking up the win. Getting a big hug here down in Victory Lane. All right, Greg Kelly, good to see you back here, my friend. I don't know what you did the 2 weeks I was gone, but you got to be happy to get it back here in Victory Lane.
Yeah, we're real happy to get it back here in Victory Lane. We did some work to it to make it turn a little bit better.
Well, it looked like you had the truck really hooked up. You'd maybe struggled a little bit for a few weeks, but it looked like tonight you got that thing back into early season form and just had it glued to the bottom line.
Yeah, we got it pretty much back to the same way it was at the beginning of the season.
What's it look like for the rest of the year? You guys are on top of the standings, battling it out. The 3 races after this one? It's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, it's not over yet.
All right, how about a word for the people to help you out?
I got to thank Froggy for coming on board this year, helped me out a lot. Bobby Henry Automotive for all the race setups and help that he does with the spotting. Fayette Forest Products, D&K Sales and Service, Kessler Lumber for giving me the opportunity to drive. And I got to thank my crew, Jessica and Greg. And thank the fans for coming out, and also Falcone for sponsoring us tonight.
All right, Greg Kelly, good job, buddy. Greg Kelly, race fans, your winner of the Falcone Dodge Pro Truck Feature event. And he'll get his pictures taken down here with the Diet Pepsi, the Snyder's original. You know what? I had some Snyder's potato chips. Hey, Greg, you want to share some potato chips with everybody? Yeah, come on down. All right. Come on, Pop. For everybody that's going to help me out in the hula hoop. Well, you know what? After the next event, in a New York hat, you can do one. Harry Offer in the 01. Matt Panay in the 32. The number 5 of Jim Nicola. Matt Smith in the number 3. The 60 of Adam Kostelnik. John Probanik in the 11. George P. Nicola in the 97. The 98 of Mike Bacalon. Chris Dodd in the 47, Gary Scott in the 16, Bo Glemba in the 99, Jim Webb in the 49, Al Civic, on this side it doesn't look like it, but the other side is 94. And the 0 that's really a 9 is Rick Huffman. That's another feature event for the Smale Pontiac GMC Open Wheel Modifieds. Out of turn 4, the green's out, we're up to speed. Oh, hang on, Mike Bacalon slow coming up to speed. Got a little bit of a Nerf bar from Bo Glemba in the 99. They're going to go 3 wide down the back straightaway. Panay, Offer, Smith, they're still wide, throwing in Nicola. Here comes Kostelnik. Here comes Probanik. Down the front straightaway, Matt Panay is going to lead lap number 1. Everybody grouped up in this event. Don't breathe too hard because something is liable to happen. Matt Panay hanging on, but here comes Matt Smith. Matt Smith to the high side. Matt Smith into the lead. The number 5 of Jim Nicola running strong on the high side of Panay in that third spot. Adam Kostelnik in the 60 in fourth. George P. Nicola in the 97 in fifth. In number 3 continues to lead this event. Pulling away slightly from the number 5 of Jim Nicola, Adam Kostelnik working his way up through the field. Second shaping up. Kostelnik down low. Nicola hanging right with him. George P. Nicola in this 97 running fourth. Then it's a two-car battle for the fifth spot. Gary Scott now moving into the problem on Matt Smith's number 3. Smith slowed, and that allowed Kostelnik and Nicola to close in. Don't know what happened to Matt Smith's number 3, but he loaded up down the back straightaway. That allowed Adam Kostelnik to close in. Now Kostelnik putting on the pressure. Kostelnik down low on Matt Smith. Smith up high. Here comes George P. Nicola in the 97 working over Jim Nicola. Yes, they're relatives. Imagine that with the same last name. Kostelnik now into the top spot, dropping Matt Smith back to second. Gary Scott in the 16, working his way through the field. Oh, hang on, Jim Nicola going around in the entrance of the pit area. Nicola running third, loops it in turn 4. And the yellow, Curtis looked around. He said, hey, dude, my name's Curtis, not Chris. Sorry. Kostelnik bringing him around. He looked back. The green's out. We're back up to speed. George P. Nicola now working over Matt Smith for that second spot. Down the back straightaway. Kostelnik starting to stretch the lead. George P. Nicola looking low on Matt Smith. Gary Scott eyeing everybody up. Scott up to fourth in the 16 machine. Gary Scott closing in the cross flags halfway. 10 down, 10 remain in this event. Kostelnik still with a commanding lead, a good 6-7 car length advantage over Matt Smith. George Nicola, Gary Scott right there. Smith going a little bit high in 1 and 2. Nicola unable to take advantage of it. George P. Nicola still working over Matt Smith in a number 3. Kostelnik going into this event was 4 points behind Gary Scott, who's running fourth for the point lead. So this ought to shake out pretty interesting depending on how they end up at the finish of this event. 6 laps remain. This time by, it's going to be 5 laps remaining. Trying to hold off George Pinacola for that second spot. This time by, the checkered flag going to Adam Kostelnik, picking up the win. As I stumble my way down the grandstand steps, Stelnick picking up the win. Adam, congratulations, buddy. A big win. You were here in Victory Lane the last time I was here.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks since I got here, but we made a couple little changes on the car this week, and we were really bad the first set of hot laps and the second set, and man, we got her perfect right now. So,
hey, were you able to tell what happened to Matt Smith? He had a real strong car. Looked like the car just died almost coming out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. That enabled you and Nicola to close in on him, and obviously you were able to get by him.
You know what? I really wasn't paying attention. I was just trying to follow Jimmy. I knew Jimmy was pretty fast. I didn't want to run into him or nothing, so I think me and Jimmy could have got him, but I don't know what happened. Whether he got loose off the corner and had to check up. You know, you check up in these, and it's a big slows you down. It's a momentum thing.
So you pick up the win. You ever have a guy with a frog in his head interview you?
No, it looks pretty good on you, though.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, how about a word for the people on the side of your car?
Yeah, Buzzy and Donna Viglione own the car. Chris and Harry Lazader and Joe's crew. Des, Carol, Ruth. They're the wives. They help us out. Lazader Auto Service, Bowling Machine, Stan's Transmission, and Viglione Racing. I mean, can't say enough for this car, man. It's just an awesome ride. I'm just fortunate enough to drive it.
Hey, it's kind of interesting. Bowling Machine, that's the guy that runs a dirt car, Kevin Bowling.
Yeah, I don't have as many wins as he does, though.
Yeah, but you got a dirt motor in this thing.
No, this is pure asphalt Lazader horsepower.
There you go. Race fans, Adam Kostelnik picking up the win. Give him a big round of applause. The open wheel modified feature event. Hey, yeah, that's right. All this money. We're going to do the 50. I can't see a thing. Okay. You got to read the number. I got to read this thing, and I don't know if I can do it. How much money do we have?
$415.
Now, this is a Smithton Volunteer Fire Department Dodge late models on the Speedway. Paul Urso in the 37. Gary Wiltrout in the 95. Whew. Brandon Mann's in the 26. Rick Miller in the 25. Mark Poole in the 96. Tommy Beck in the 91. Larry Bahana 61. Neil Brown 98. Sean Pilla 5. John Komarinsky 33. John Messenger 51. Bobby Henry 11. And Ben Miley in the 99. Hey, Mugbog, August 29th. The lights off on the Falcone Dodge Pace truck. Curtis Lichtenfels eyeing him up. Says, boys, it's up to you when you bring him out of turn 4. I'm just going to wave the green. Paul Urso, the 95 of Gary Wiltrout. Curtis waving to everybody in turn 4. Out of turn 4. The green's out. We're up to speed. Urso and Wiltrout down into turn 1. And Wiltrout immediately into the lead in turn 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Brandon Manns, I believe, in the 26 up the second. Mark Poole in the 96 trying to work his way up through the field. That is Rick Miller running second, not Brandon Manns. It's kind of hard to see them when they get on the back straightaway, but Rick Miller now second. Neil Brown back in the 5th position, tied with Miller atop the point stand. He's coming into the event. So we'll keep our eyes on those 2 drivers as well as everybody else because they're all running in tight formation, but Gary Wiltrout trying to stretch on Rick Miller. Miller says, I won't have anything to do with it. The battle really shaping up for that 4th spot, 5th on back. Neil Brown down low on Mark Poole. Brown glued to the bottom into the 4th position. Going to track down Paul Urso in the 37. Neil Brown looking low on Paul Urso for that 3rd spot. Brown side by side with Urso into 4 out of 4. Brown's going to pick up the 3rd spot. Tommy Beck working the low side on the 96 of Mark Poole for that 5th position. Rick Miller, meanwhile, about a car length and a half back from Gary Wiltrout, just kind of biding his time. Side with Gary Wiltrout down into 1 and 2. Still side by side, Wiltrout with the advantage on the high side. Half a car length. Miller now diving into 3. They're still side by side. Miller inching ahead in turn 4. Down the front straightaway. Rick Miller with a car length now over Gary Wiltrout. Neil Brown trying to close the gap on 2nd place, Gary Wiltrout. Working over Rick Miller. 9 laps of 50 in the books. Or 40. Oh, I'll get it right one of these days. 40 laps the distance, not 50, Dave. The scorer's going, yeah, get it right, would you? Battle for that 4th spot. Paul Urso, Tommy Beck, Bobby Henry coming into the picture in the number 11. Tommy Beck now moving into the 4th position, bringing Bobby Henry with him. Over Tommy Beck for the position. Bobby Henry now moves into the 4th spot. Oh well. Rick Miller with about a 5-car length advantage, stretching it down the back straightaway on Gary Wiltrout. Then it's a good quarter of a track back to Neil Brown, then Bobby Henry, better than a half track. Almost a half, well, straightaway and a half behind Neil Brown. Then Tommy Beck, Paul Urso, John Komarinsky, John Messenger, Mark Poole, Brandon Mann, Sean Pilla battling it out, Ben Miley and Larry Bahana. Sizable lead over Gary Wiltrout. Neil Brown trying to close in on Wiltrout for that second spot. Off the pace in a number 11. Possible problems on the Coors Light number 11 of Bobby Henry. Falling back in the field. John Messenger working over the number 11 at this point. Rick Miller coming into the traffic ahead of him, getting by Larry Bahana. Has the 99 of Ben Miley and the 26 of Brandon Manns in front of him. Mark Poole and Paul Urso battling for position. The number 11 of Bobby Henry gone off the pace, dropping back to the 6th position. Making his way by the 99 of Ben Miley, now has the team car of Brandon Manns directly in front of him. The move over flag given to Manns and Pilla. Paul Urso getting by the 11 of Bobby Henry as he continues to drop through the field. Mark Poole also working over Bobby Henry. Henry down low in the Coors Light number 11. Miller approaching the number 5 of Sean Pilla to put him a lap down. Miller to the high side of Pilla to go by him. Gary Wiltrout running second, working beyond Ben Miley, and has the 26 and Brandon Manns in front of him. Neil Brown has Miley and Bahana between those two drivers, second and third. Rick Miller patiently working his way through the field, 28 laps in the book, non-stop so far in this event. Miller with the number 11 of Bobby Henry, the Coors Light machine, in his sights. Oh, and Henry going around right in front of the leader. Bobby Henry mysteriously looping the number 11 in turn 2 to
I know that.
Out of turn 4, Rick Miller leading them to the green flag. Gets out, we're up to speed. Miller on on the throttle, trying to pull away again from Gary Wiltrout. Wiltrout trying to pull away from Neil Brown. Miller, Brown, and Wiltrout 1, 2, and 3 in the standings. 1, 2, and 3 in the standings, running 1, 3, and 2 on the Speedway. Wiltrout bobbled just a little, stumbled slightly. Brown unable to take advantage of it. 10 laps remain in this event. Neil Brown working the low side on Gary Wiltrout, down into turns 3 and 4. Brown up to the second spot out of turn 4 down the front straightaway. Neil Brown now setting his sights on Rick Miller for that top spot. To lead this event with 34 laps in the book. Neil Brown running second, Gary Wiltrout third, Tommy Beck a distant fourth, with John Komarinsky closing in on him, and John Messenger right there with those two cars. Messenger looking low on Komarinsky down the back straightaway. Messenger trying to move up into the 5th position with 4 laps remaining in this event. John Messenger still working over the 33 of John Komarinsky. Time by, it'll be the 2 to go signal given to Rick Miller. 2 laps remain. Problem in turn 4, the caution flag, the yellow book caution coming out. Positions, it's a 2-point drop. First place pays 50, second place pays 48. The green's out, we're back up to speed. Rick Miller continuing to lead over Neil Brown. Gary Wiltrout running third. Out of turn 4, they're going to get the 2 to go signal. Miller holding on to it at this point. Brown looking for the opening. Wiltrout looking for an opening. Will it happen? Out of turn 4, the white flag in the air for Rick Miller. One more time around the speedway, and Rick Miller will take it to the bank. Down the back straightaway, Miller is going to take it into turn 3. Into 3, into 4, out of turn 4. Rick Miller going to bring it to the stripe. Pick up the win. Neil Brown second, Gary Wiltrout third. Tommy Beck runs 4th, and John Komarinsky rounds out the top 5. Down here on the front straightaway. Race officials going to come in and kind of hopefully break that up. He's out of the car, race fans. Big round of applause. Rick Miller picking up the win. Never easy here at Motordrome, guarantee you, but Rick Miller, that was kind of an interesting race. He ended up picking up the win, but it got kind of interesting there with the 11 and the 98 and everybody else.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to wonder how things play out here sometimes, you know. Luckily, fortunately, the crew did a good job. The car was great. They've been working on the thing for 2 weeks, made some good changes, and that thing was just a jet tonight.
I think you should have been in the hula hoop contest.
Maybe. I felt like it a little bit there.
Now this, we explained that you get 50 points for the win. It's a 2-point drop back to second, 48. So you guys are still neck and neck for this thing. Looks like it's going to come down to the wire.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. You know, Neil's got a real fast race car, and I'm sure that, you know, last 3 races it's probably going to play out that way.
All right, how about a word for some of the people that help you in this whole deal?
The whole crew, I'd like to thank the crew guys. They did a hell of a job tonight. Schwanke Engines, Valvoline, Brooks Automotive Group, Ultralight Brakes, Penske Shocks, Diamond Wheels, and 5-Star Bodies.
And a guy interviewing you with a frog in his head.
Yeah, everybody has to do something to make a living.
Some things never change, do they? Race fans, give him a big round of applause. Rick Miller picking up the win in the Falcone Dodge late model event. He kind of looked at me like Bob Artenberger did about 1991 when I wore this stupid thing. Kevin Nakutis, where are you at? Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday here, Kevin. Happy birthday to you. Only one time. I only do it once. Happy birthday, Kevin. It's his birthday. Yes, you got the birthday song. It looks like the Yellow Book Charger Division up next for their feature event. Jeff Giles in the 50, Rick Broadwater in the 51, Mike Lemley in the 4, Scott Aiello in the 24, Victor Keller in the 01, Jim Stokes in the 95, Scott Margie 65, and Bob Shipp in the 04, Shadlor 04, lights out on the Falcone Dodge Pace Truck. He ducks into the pits. Jeff Giles, Rick Broadwater bring him to the stripe. The green's out. We're up to speed. Down into turn 1. Giles, Broadwater, Lemley. Mike Lemley looking low. Oh, hang on. Crash in the back straightaway. Scott Aiello. Now Jim Stokes getting involved. Victor Keller also involved. Just close racing, got hooked up. Confident if you go to buy a car from the 5-star dealer, Falcone's Dodge, you're going to get the right deal, the right car, and the best service in the business. Out of turn 4, the green's out, we're up to speed. Jeff Giles into the lead, and then it's everybody else. Lemley, Broadwater, Shipp. Aiello right back at it. Oh, hang on. Scott Aiello a little bit sideways. Scott Margie in the 65. Jim Stokes in the 95 back in the mix. Mike Lemley looking for that top spot on Jeff Giles. Lemley now into the lead. Here comes Bob Shipp in the 04 along with him. Shipp down low on Jeff Giles. Giles trying to hang with him. Doing a good job on the high side. Not the best way to go around the track, but don't tell that to Jeff Giles because he's working over Mike Lemley for the top spot. Giles to the high side into turn 4. Side by side, Jeff Giles coming right back at it. Giles never giving up. Trying to pull alongside the 4 of Mike Lemley down the back straightaway. Scott Aiello back in the mix as well, working over Rick Broadwater for that 4 spot. Here comes Bob Shipp now looking to the low side of Jeff Giles. Lemley still in the lead. Giles still on the high side. Lemley with Bob Shipp and Jeff Giles breathing down his neck. No room to make a mistake in this event. Jeff Giles coming right back at him, Mike. Lemley holding the bottom lane. Bob Shipp was trying to get up into the middle of that mix. Wisely backed out of it, looking on the bottom side of Lemley. Lemley hanging that top spot. Now Shipp working the low line on Giles. Close battle for that top position. One bobble. Giles dropping back through the top three. Shipp now up to second. Mike Lemley, your leader now, with Bob Shipp working him over, and Jeff Giles hanging right with those two drivers. Cross flags halfway, 8 down, 7 remain, 15 laps the distance. Shipp working over the high line on Mike Lemley. Jeff Giles right there. Shipp side by side with Lemley down the back straightaway. They're starting to pull away slightly on Jeff Giles. Giles, oh hang on, Scott Margie going around in turn 1. Let's see what's going to happen. And the yellow book caution flag is going to come out for the spun car. Anything can happen, so hang on, hold on to your hats. Mike Lemley going to bring him into turn 4. The green's out. Lemley going to bring him down the front straightaway. And here goes Bob Shipp looking to the high side on Lemley into 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Mike Lemley, Bob Shipp, Shipp going to the high side into 3 and 4. Laps remain this time by for your leader, Mike Lemley. Jeff Giles smoking out of left rear, possibly in. He does. He loses the tire on the number 50, and he's going to come to a stop over there in turn 2, possibly running recaps, and it looks like the tread may have come off of the 50 car over there in turn 2. It's out of the racing groove, so we will continue. The leaders side by side. Bob Shipp trying to work over Mike Lemley for that top spot. Lemley holding on to that bottom line. Bob Shipp working the top side in the number 04. 12 laps of 15 in the books this time by. They'll get the 2 lap to go signal. Out of turn 4, and Lemley looking at the 2 sticks held in the air. 2 laps to go. Bob Shipp making the run on the high side down into turn 1. Into turn 2 down the back straightaway. Bob Shipp, Mike Lemley side by side for that top spot. Into 3, still side by side. Into 4, coming out of turn 4, side by side, the white flag in the air. Mike Lemley down low, Bob Shipp up high. Let's see what's going to happen. Lemley and Shipp going to wage war down the back straightaway into 3, still side by side. They're into turn 4. Coming out of turn 4, Lemley down low, inching ahead at the stripe. Mike Lemley by less than a half of a car length. Bob Shipp second. Scott Aiello finishing third. Rick Broadwater and Jim Stokes round out the top 5. So Tracy Keller coming down here. He's out of the car, race fans. Big round of applause. Your winner, Mike Lemley, picking up the win. Yeah, there you go. Good job, Mike. Thank you. Hey, this one was not easy by any stretch of the imagination. Jeff Giles, Bob Shipp, you guys went at it pretty much lap after lap to the checkered flag.
Yeah, them guys are good. I mean, the car wasn't good. It was pushing pretty bad. So, but we'll take it. I mean, we were there. I figure it worked.
You're just kind of a loss for words, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm pretty lost there.
That's all right. Hey, you guys really went at it, and this kind of way this division has been all year. You know, it's you and Keller, you and Giles. You know, it doesn't matter who's in the middle of this mix. It's just pretty much going down to the wire.
Yeah, I mean, any given week, there's 6, 7, 8 cars can win every week, so you got to take them while they're there.
Hey, how about a big round of applause, the word for the guys that help you out on this effort?
First, we got to thank Falcone for sponsoring tonight. I got to thank my dad, my mom, my wife, and everybody for, putting up with me every night on the car and my attitude. But Seekers, you pull it. Bob Costles, you pull it. Westside Lube and Tire, Hogue Racing, Howie's Photography. I got to thank, the Millers 2 weeks before the season did some work for me, Rick and Dave, and, that's crunch time, so I got to thank them. And I want to congratulate Tracy for being at the track tonight since his accident. He made it here all stiff neck and all.
Yeah, it's good to see him. We talked about him as well a little bit earlier, and guy with the frog hat and glasses interviewing you, couldn't get any better.
Yeah, couldn't get no better. We said we were going to put him in a car. It looks like his Hans device. So.
There you go. Hey, race fans, how about a big round of applause? Yellow Book Charger feature winner, Mike Lemley, picking up the win, the trophy. Here, is this Mike's wife? Mother. Mom. Oh, cool. All right, Mom. You look like his wife. That's a compliment there. I hope you know that. All right, that's Dad's wife. Okay, got it. All right, we got it straight. Tracy Keller down here in Victory Lane with Mike Lemley. Hey, I'm going to get a quick word here. Tracy Keller, I know you're down here in Victory Lane. It's good to see you back, buddy.
Thanks. Glad to be back.
How you feeling?
We're not doing too bad. We're a little sore, but, it all comes one time.
God was with you on this one, and hey, maybe we'll see you back here next year.
Oh, you definitely see me back next year.
All right, Tracy Keller, good to see you back, buddy. Race fans, Mike Lemley picking up the win in the Yellow Book Chargers. Frank Turek in the 5 has won a number of meatball sandwiches. Lonnie Hoffman in the 73. Robin Rimmel in the 22 has brought us a few meatball sandwiches. Will Ashton in the 36. Tom Knight in the 71. 74, Jason Holder. The 70 of Todd Knight. Sean Rick in the 44, so we've got a long way to go to get a Subway sandwich. Jonathan Heilman in the 15, Bill Henry in the 64, Joe Hope in the 78, Vince Cater in the Flaming 4, the 57 of Andrew Kostelnik, and the 68 of Jamie Shipley. That is your field. They're out of 4. The green's out. Rich Burbage going to lead him down into 1. Dave Tavermina, Frank Turek up to 3rd. Robin Rimmel not wanting to lose contact with Frank Turek, because if Turek gets out front, they're going 3 wide into 3 in the back of the pack. And that's our sandwich guy doing that. Tavermina, your leader in the 25 at the completion of lap number 1. Frank Turek up to 2nd, dropping Burbage back to 3rd. Robin Rimmel is 4th. Then it's Rich Nicola. Lonnie Hoffman working over Nicola. The Knights 71 and 70 working over the whole field. Frank Turek down low on Dave Tavermina for the top spot into turn 3. Turek inching ahead into the lead. As we complete lap number 3, your new leader, Frank Turek, Robin Rimmel working the low side on Rich Burbage. Lonnie Hoffman getting a little bit of sideways in turn 2, brings it back in. Todd Knight and Tom Knight right there with him. Frank Turek starting to stretch the lead in the number 5. Robin Rimmel down low on Dave Tavermina. Rimmel up to 2nd. a little sideways. Burbage even more sideways. Both drivers bring it in line. Then it's back to Todd Knight in the 70. Nicola in the 34. Jason Holder moving into the mix in the 74. Burbage really feeling the pressure from Todd Knight. Burbage working over Dave Tavermina for that third spot. Burbage down low, Tavermina up high, Knight right there as well, and Jason Holder trying to get into the mix. Robin Rimmel, meanwhile, trying to reel in Frank Turek for that top spot. Todd Knight up to fourth, working over Burbage for that third spot. Frank Turek, Robin Rimmel. Rimmel really trying to reel him in. 11 of 20 in the books, 9 laps remain in this event. Tavermina working with Jason Holder, and that is for the 5th position. Holder working the high side. Todd Knight working the low side of Rich Burbage for the 3rd spot. Knight now up to 3rd in turn 2. Holder still working the high side of Tavermina for that 5th position. Rimmel, time running out, 5 laps remain. Desperately trying to reel in the number 5 of Frank Turek. Continues to lead Robin Rimmel in the 22. Todd Knight a long way back in the number 70 machine. Then it's back to Rich Burbage in the 77. 3 laps remain in this event. Frank Turek, Robin Rimmel. Gonna get the 2 to go signal, sticks in the air. 2 more times around the half mile here at Motordrome Speedway. Robin Rimmel is closed in, but time is definitely running out. Out of turn 4, the white flag in the air for your leader, Frank Turek. Battle going on in the middle of the pack. Lonnie Hoffman, Will Ashton out of turn 4. Meanwhile, the leader is going into turn 3. Frank Turek and Robin Rimmel. Out of turn 4, Frank Turek's going to pick up another checkered flag. Robin Rimmel finishing second. Todd Knight third. Rich Burbage, Jason Holder rounding out the field. Stands. He's out of the car, race fans. Big round of applause. Your winner of the Subway Street Stock Division, Frank Turek, picking up another win. Frank, congratulations. They're never easy. You always make them look easy. Robin Rimmel was closing in on you, but time ran out.
Well, we only got 20 laps.
And that's the time you got to do it in.
That's the time you got to do it in.
Hey, you know, you've been leading the points. You've been strong all year, running up front, very consistent. It's never done until it's over with, but it looks like you may have a lock on this thing as we go into the end of the season.
We won't say that until the last race and it's over.
Do you think about the points much?
No.
Not at all?
Don't worry about them.
Wait until the last day and they pay me the check, and that's when it's worrying time.
That's just like the races. When the checker flag drops is when you know where you finish.
All right. Hey, how about a word for the people that help you out in this venture?
Hey, I'd like to thank my crew. They're the greatest. They do everything for me, help me out all I can. My sponsors, MOTORDROME Speedway, West Side Lubin Tire. I got the name wrong on my car. Seacrest.
Wait a minute. Whose fault's that?
I blame it on the decal.
Dave Burnell?
No, I got another one.
Okay.
Designs.
All right.
And Acme Speedway, Star Chevrolet, they came aboard this year, and my business.
And that is?
Frank Turek's Heating and Plumbing.
Okay, very good. Congratulations, your winner, race fans. Subway Street Stock Division feature event again, Frank Turek. We'll get the Snyder's potato chips, the Diet Pepsi, here on the front straightaway, as Frank Turek picks up another win. One more event, the Advance Auto Part American Flyers up next. Hi, buddy. MOTORDROME Speedway office, or you can log on to the website, motordrome.com, and you can pick up the rules. The horns are blaring. A lot of fun. This is a great division. It's a great way to start out racing. Very affordable. The cars are very, very safe. Believe it or not, I think it was maybe the second or third night of the year, the 22 car of Gene Greco, starting in the 5th position. He flipped that car on the back straightaway. They flipped it back over. He drove it back into the pits. He came out, I believe, the next week and won. It's the same car, same driver. They had to do a repolstering job on the seat, but he's back at it. Falcone Dodge Pace Truck into the pit area. The green's out. And on the jump, it's the 34 of Aaron Minjock into the lead. Ed Deneen in the 16. Whoa, hang on, Gene Greco. Woohoo! We got a woohoo going on. Yeah. Here comes Ed Deneen in the 16, reeling in. Minjock down the front straightaway to the high side. Well, we've got a whoa. Seabiscuit. Minjock and Deneen side by side, almost down the back straightaway into turn 3. They are side by side. Bill Bone just kind of running along in there in 3rd. Gary Ancrom 4th. Ken Dukic in 5th. Side by side down the front straightaway into turn 1. 3 wide into turn 1. Larry Vance, Gary Ancrom, Ken Dukic. Ed Deneen trying to inch ahead, and he goes into the lead. Here comes the man on the charge, Dan Jordan in the 32, going 3 wide into 3. Move over, here he comes. Dan Jordan on the hard charge, working over Bill Bone. Larry Vance also on the charge on the high side. tires squealing. Ed Deneen still leading. Aaron Minjock trying to hold off Larry Vance and Dan Jordan. Dan Jordan on the hard charge. Jordan's going to take him 3 wide, almost into turn 3. Jordan on the high side. Times are running out. 5 laps in the book. Larry Vance up to second. Dan Jordan running third. Chuck Hall in the 67, going around in turn 1, grabs a gear and keeps on going. 2 laps to go, signal given to your leader, Ed Deneen in the number 16. Ed Deneen going to take it into turn 3. Larry Vance in the 28 and Dan Jordan in the 32. White flag's out there, Ivan. We've got 1 more lap to go. It's 7 laps in the book. Ed Deneen trying to hang on. Dan Jordan looking low underneath of Larry Vance for that second spot. Vance hanging on to it. Ed Deneen into turn 4, out of turn 4, that checkered flag in the air, and your winner is going to be Ed Deneen at the stripe. Larry Vance, Dan Jordan, Aaron Minjock, and the 50 of Ken Dukic. So your winner, the 16 of Ed Deneen. And race fans, if you're on your way home, all we ask you to do is please buckle up. It's your own safety, and guess what? It's the law. Want my frog? He's out of the car, race fans. Big round of applause for Ed Deneen picking up the win. Come on over here, Ed. Yes, you've got to be interviewed by a guy with a frog in his head and funny glasses. Good job, man. Once you got out front, that was it. You set sail.
Yeah, this third working pretty good. I had trouble last time I was here a couple weeks ago, or whatever it was. I blew the motor out of it. So, yeah, it worked pretty good. I was pleased. It's, you know, so we just got it back together the other day. So, yeah, it worked out okay. I knew if I got around him, I'd have a shot, but I managed to get past him. You know.
Hey, this division is just a lot of fun. I always say it up there. It's very affordable. It's a good way to learn racing, but the big important thing is you have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. These guys are pretty good, and everybody's pretty good about, you know, smacking and banging and stuff. So, you know, that's the important thing. I don't mind racing as long as we just nobody, you know, tries to take anybody out. That's all. It's important. But
hey, how about a word for your people to help you out in this effort?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Swissvale Music, Gary over here with the modified car, Advanced Automotive, and Urso Racing Supplies, Engine Express, Germac, and you know, of course, me and myself, but it's Swissvale ProSant, Metro Construction. These guys really helped me out. I just sell my Gregory, my crew chief over there, and my help. So, yeah, it was fun.
Good night. Friday night, it's a race night, and you're in Victory Lane.
Thank you.
That's the way it works, race fans. Give him a big round of applause. Ed Deneen, your winner in the Advanced Auto Part. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to thank Advanced Auto Parts for sponsoring this class.
There you go, Advanced Auto Part, a big supporter of this division and this speedway, and we certainly do appreciate all their efforts here at Motordrome Speedway. And again, race fans, please be careful going home. Buckle up, because it's the law. We want to see you back here next Friday night at 7:30, race time here at Motordrome. We thank you for coming out tonight. All the folks that helped us out in the hula hoop contest, you're great sports. Good night. God bless.